How's everyone doing? Good velocity? You feeling it? Yeah? I'm convinced she's feeling it, not about the rest of you. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the company I work for, a little bit about myself, a little bit about this industry, and then I'll talk about you. So moving on, Pivotal is where I work. They're the ones that allow me to fly to New York on like 2 days' notice to talk for 5 minutes. And our mission is to transform how the world builds software. I know this is true because it says it on our website. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Pivotal. So one of the things we do is we have this Agile thing. We've been doing Agile software since 1989. We pair program. We make ops pair, which is crazy. We do some stuff with other bits of software. And then you do this circle, and you do data, and then you make decisions, right? So like the TLDR of that is we're basically taking all the stuff that was learned, all the lessons, the tools that were learned building the big web, which is kind of what you people do, and we're trying to package that up and sell it to the Fortune 500 Global 2000 and change the way that they do work, right? So in the world where I live, I use Google, I use Facebook, I use Twitter, and then you go to work on some of these enterprise systems, and it's like literally hostile to human beings. So my mission is to transform how the world operates software. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm not going to tell you too much about myself, but I've been involved in Velocity for a while. I wrote some stuff for O'Reilly, and I've been involved in some open source projects. And I really like the DevOps, right? So, or people know about it. And this is a very important slide. It's important because it has my Twitter handle, and also because it lets you know the kind of narcissist I am, because I actually made a logo for myself, which you guys, I recommend you do if you're into that kind of thing. And I also wanted you to know that next time you see me, I might look very different. So this is just kind of like a little bit of the spectrum. And as Courtney said, I've been on this stage before, so I just kind of wanted to frame a little bit about where I've been and the platform that I've been given because of Velocity. When I first got here, I was walking with Bridget, who also works on my team, and someone stopped us, and they're like, I want to take a picture with Bridget. And then I'm like, hi, I'm Andrew Shafer. And then they're like, oh. And I was like, well, you know, I was just lucky enough, privileged enough to be in a place to say words about stuff that got people excited. But I didn't think they were that novel, they were interesting. It just had to be said because it was the thing. So moving on. Why are we here? We're here to continuously DevOps microservices, right? Who's not? That's what everyone wants to do. Woo! Or die trying. But going back to this notion of what I feel Pivotal's mission is, this is a single phenomenon. Whenever I talk to someone, they're like, we want to have a continuous delivery initiative and a DevOps initiative and a microservice initiative. I'm like, stop. It's one thing. There's one thing going on. It's the new dominant paradigm for doing this kind of work. This is faster. It's safer. And then just to be hyperbolic, sometimes I say things like this to make people think. And you know, no CEO ever. And then stuff like this happens. So this is a text from someone's CEO. And this is how they responded. And then this is me getting that as a screenshot. No, I'm not going to tell you who it is. And there's always that one guy or girl. So everything's connected. If you change one thing, you affect everything else. And I've done a lot of thinking, and I've evolved. So I had a slide before at Velocity that said this. You can either easily manage these kind of systems or you can't. Right? Like, that's why we're here. And what I want to instill in everyone's mind is that the principles are what's important. It's not the tools. If the principles are understood, everything else will be obvious. And what I've come to understand now is that you can either manage systems that have minimal complexity, you can collapse that complexity, or you'll just fail. Right? So it's not about automating all things. It's about thinking about how these systems are, the behaviors, the promises they can keep with respect to all these qualities. This is a slide I gave a 3-hour talk on at Velocity once about systems thinking. I just wanted to put it there so you recognize that. What I want you to understand is we're all part of this system. These are social technical systems. It's not about technology. It's not necessarily about culture. It's about how everything comes together as humans and technology to do this work. And Velocity is part of that system. Velocity is this platform that's giving you all these opportunities. And what I want you to understand also is that this community is uniquely qualified to think about these systems, reason about these systems, not just the technology, but also the people, and that this community is uniquely qualified to build better systems. And then this is our mission. Together, our mission is to transform the world. There's only us. So I'm going to encourage you The best thing you could do for me is to be the CEO who thanks people for configuring servers in this world. And if you can't do that, the second best thing you could do for me is come work at Pivotal. So that's my 5 minutes. Thanks for your time, and we'll get back to the rest of the program.